everyone, my name is Jamie Falcone. I wanted to welcome you all to our 21-day group and introduce myself to you. If any of you do not know me personally, I am a military spouse. I have 2 little girls, and I began my journey a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago at this point. I was 3 months postpartum and really struggling to get back on track. I'll overshare a little bit. I had a uterine prolapse, and so I had significant muscle tone loss and was kind of having a hard time. I was running after my little girls, trying to care for my family, and had kind of pushed back my recovery. Though I had the energy, or felt like I had the energy, I physically couldn't even complete a lap around our neighborhood without feeling stress on my body. I decided to start with PiYo. I knew I really needed to work on strengthening my body, and starting with something that was going to put the least amount of stress on my body, but also help me recover physically. Exercise has always in the past kind of been a stress reliever for me. So that actually was stressful that I couldn't use that as an outlet. As a mom, anyone that is a mom in this group, it's one of the best things in our life, but it can also be the most challenging. And as a military spouse, living away from family, I didn't have that outlet. So one of my friends on Facebook was leading a challenge group, and I talked with her and we troubleshooted and we made a plan, and I actually started Shakeology really going off her recommendation and not knowing much about it, and over the past year have learned a lot. It's not a quick fix. It's not something that just by drinking Shakeology is gonna make you reach all of your goals. It's one component of the whole picture. I do, since I'm already starting down that way, we'll talk about Shakeology a little bit. There are the 7 different flavors. Everybody's ordered something a little bit different. I do recommend playing with the recipe. I happened just the first time I made my shake and loved the recipe. Since I've played with it a few times and not liked it as much, I always seem to go back to the same recipe. I typically stick to the chocolate vegan. We keep a low dairy diet overall in my family, at least for I do and our girls. And I like to mix mine with 8 ounces of almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, with 4 ounces of water, handful of ice, a half to a full frozen banana. It really helps with that creaminess and makes it almost like a milkshake. If I want to add, sometimes I add in then a tablespoon of almond butter and a dash of cinnamon. That's my complete recipe. That's my go-to. I love it. I do sometimes switch out and I'll throw in just frozen cherries with some ice instead. So really play around with it. Find something that you enjoy. Start with a half serving. I recommend that to everybody. The average American does not have the fiber, probiotics, and digestive enzymes that are in Shakeology. So if you start with a full serving, you might feel a little bit of stomach crampiness. If you use any kind of probiotic, you know that it takes your body time to adjust to that. In time, once your body's ready, usually a week to 2 weeks, you can bump up to a full serving and you're fine and you feel great. One thing that I've noticed since drinking Shakeology is I don't feel bloated anymore. It's something that I've always struggled with, some IBS, and it's really helped me be more regular. But you have to commit. Drinking it every day. If you're drinking it once in a while, you're not going to feel the benefits of Shakeology, and it's kind of almost a waste. So you've gotten your 30-day serving. Commit to it for 30 days, and you might be shocked in how you feel. You want to eat 80 to 90% of the time clean. This is a lifestyle. We understand. It's okay to have French fries once in a while. Once a week, we recommend a cheat meal. I think that sometimes if you try to eliminate everything, you rebound and you just struggle. We've gotten so used to eating poorly that it does take you time to get over those cravings. You want to make sure you're staying hydrated. Staying hydrated helps you in so many different ways. But one thing, helping your body really digest all the fiber-rich foods that we're looking to incorporate into our diet. For me, I noticed when I am fully hydrated how much more alert I am on those days. At the beginning in this next week, I want you to write down your measurements. Like I said, you want to write down and really figure out your starting point. How are you feeling on the average day? When do you feel tired? Are you tired in the morning? Are you having a hard time getting out of bed? Do you have a certain point in the day where you kind of hit that roadblock that you wish you could take a nap? What are your eating habits look like? Are you currently exercising right now? How long are you able to exercise for? What's your endurance look like? Really be specific about how you're feeling and what your life looks like today. And then at the end of 3 weeks, we're really going to reassess and figure out the progress that we've made. Write down goals. Write down very specific goals. What do you want to be able to do by the end of these 3 weeks or in the next year? What's your ultimate goal? How much weight do you want to lose? What size pants do you want to be in? Some people, maybe their goal is to run a 5K or a half marathon. Write those goals down. Some of them you may not be able to reach in these 3 weeks, but we'll make the steps just help gear you towards those goals so you can reach them. We're going to make a plan this next week after you write out your goal. Let's make a plan. What do we need to do to reach those goals? Generally, overall, everyone needs to commit to exercising regularly. The ultimate goal would be 3 to 6 times a week. What's going to work in your schedule? When are you going to work out? Write that down. What's your easiest time of the day that you can fit in a workout based off of your family life and your work schedule? Menu plan. Write down and write out specifically what you're having for lunch, what you're having for dinner, breakfast, and snacks. And then make your grocery list from there. And then when you go to the grocery store, buy what's on your list. Stick to that list. And then menu prep and meal prep as much as you can. It can be as simple as washing fruits and veggies so they're readily accessible when you're hungry, or you can go into prepping snacks. There are meal plans in the file section. Use them. Those with Beachbody On Demand accounts, there are menu ideas, meal plans through your Beachbody On Demand on the Eat Smart tab. The goal of this group is for accountability. Every day, log your workouts when you work out, log your shakes, share photos with those. Those are super motivating to everyone else in the group. We love to see what you're doing, what you're putting into your shakes. Share your favorite recipes, where you're struggling with. For example, today in my workout, I increased my weights this week. I struggled. I actually had to back off for one of my exercises to my old weights. I just couldn't finish the rep at the higher weight. That's okay. I had to follow the modifier for some of the exercises because I've increased my weight. That's okay. It's okay to make adjustments. We just want to keep helping support one another. I will be checking in with each of you via messenger, text messages, one face-to-face, at least once a week. If you want more or whatever, we will tailor it to your needs. I'm here to support you. If you're struggling, share that with me. I want to help you figure out a way around those struggles. Let's see, journal. I suggest to you, one thing I'm going to try this month for myself is really reflecting each day. How'd you do? What do you want to try for tomorrow? Really just kind of keeping track of where you're going and how you're doing. And acknowledge all your wins. Along the way, you're going to have struggles. We all struggle. I struggle still. But acknowledge maybe drink your water for the day. That's a great win. Share that in the group. We want to help celebrate you. I think that's everything, guys. But if there's anything that I can help with you at all, I'm here for you. Do not be ashamed if you are struggling in any way. That's what this group is for. We're here to give support. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I'm looking forward to getting started with you all on the 6th.